the agenda today, what we are going to discuss is that we'll also introduce ourselves and first, and then after that, we'll talk about the Lean Six Sigma benefits, and we'll do a project, and then we'll introduce you to the basic statistics as we do the project. So I will choose a project now because we have got a mixed crowd of manufacturing, services, banking, healthcare, and so on. We have students also. So I'll choose one simple project today. And this project would be, so we will apply, see, Lean Six Sigma. What is Lean Six Sigma? I'll tell you. Lean Six Sigma is nothing but you identify an improvement opportunity in an organization, convert this into a project. And converting this into a project, after you convert this into a project, then you complete this project and achieve the goal of that process improvement. And how can you do that? We'll see very shortly. So we will introduce you to the basic statistics. I see a lot of people from quality, so they would like to learn not only basic statistics, I will introduce you to the high-end statistics also. Don't worry. Then we will learn about DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, DMAIC. And what do we mean by DMAIC? And this is the methodology which we follow when we are implementing any project. Then we will see, if time permits, I will try to show you one or two more projects from different industries. Now, the third agenda, the third point is, if the time permits, I will request you to stay on after 2 hours as well, because up till 2 hours, I'll be covering lots of tools and techniques. After that, I'll be showing you lots of case studies. So please stay on. And after that, I will stay on more to answer your questions. So I'm going to be here for a long, long time, till the time I answer all of your questions. So, please postpone all your appointments after this training. Stay on. If you'd like to stay on for a little longer, you'll learn more. And that is what I was talking about. So we'll have some good time spent on discussions. Now, let me tell you about ourselves, and let me tell you about myself as well. And of course, let me formally welcome, remembering those good old days of trainings. I'm actually, by the way, tomorrow I'm traveling to Oman. I'm going to conduct my first training, in the classroom for a bank, and that's happening tomorrow actually. And of course, going back to those old days, I'd like to welcome you formally.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena, and thanks for joining our courses Anexas. I'll be taking you through the Greenbelt topic.
So I'll be talking about some of the topics which you generally we learn if you are a green belt or black belt. If you are in my green belt or black belt training, there's so many topics which we usually learn, and these are the lists of topics. Well, by the end of the training program, we'll learn about all those topics. Okay. So let me talk first about myself and also about the company. About Anexas, we have been conducting training programs for the last 17 years now. Since 2006, we have been enabling individuals and organizations achieve excellence. And we have trained more than 150,000 people around the world. And every time, few more hundreds get added almost every week. And we are doing a pretty good job. Means we are happy to tell you that a lot of clients, including Fortune 100 companies, they have been again and again giving lots of credentials. Towards the end, after 2 hours, I'll show you some of the credentials from different clients as well. About myself, if I take you back to 1990 or 2000, my first decade of professional experience. I graduated in 1990. I'm a chemical engineer. I did my MBA Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies. And after that, I joined the company, a refinery, and then petrochemical companies. I used to work for 12 hours per day, and promotion was very difficult to get. You had to wait for 3 years, 4 years. And after that, you'd never know. After you become a manager, I knew that I'm not sure what's going to happen to me, because there are so many people, so much of competitions at the top, so whether you'll reach the top or not. And ultimately, you also want to earn money. So I wanted to earn a lot of money. So I found an opportunity. In fact, the organization announced one day that they are going to choose the top 10 performers in the organization. and send them for a black belt training, some Lean Six Sigma black belt training. And these people will come and do a project. Once they complete the training, they will execute a project, and this project will result in some few thousands of dollars savings for the organization. So I was looking forward to that training. In fact, I thought that I'm one of the top 10 performers in the organization, but unfortunately, the company did not think so. And what happened? Yes, I was not selected. Then one good thing I saw was that these people, the 10 people who were nominated for the black belt training, once they came back in the next 3 to 6 months, they completed excellent projects which impacted the organization's processes positively, and it helped the organization save a lot of money. So they were heroes. Then I thought maybe in the next batch I may get the nomination, but unfortunately that second batch never happened in the organization. But then I thought maybe I will invest myself, and I invested. Those days very limited Lean Six Sigma training programs were held around the world. So I went and found out some organization, and I went to Europe, and there I got certified, and I also completed a project myself. And after that, of course, I was again given the same sort of uh, you can say welcome by my company once I completed the project. In fact, we were in joint venture partnership with Pepsi, and one of the projects which I did was to reduce the defect rate in the Pepsi bottling plant. And we were into polyethylene terephthalate PET chips manufacturing, and then these chips were used to make bottles, PET bottles for Pepsi. So we saved so much of money, and the project was so successful. I was asked to present this project in a lot of Pepsi plants around the world. And then I thought that this is the right thing for me. And then I chose to become a full-time black belt. And of course, I joined KPMG. After that, I joined a lot of companies, and consulted them. In fact, I started the Lean Six Sigma practice for KPMG, and then I joined AXA and Deutsche Bank and so many other organizations. And after that, of course, in 2006, we founded a team of master black belts from Europe with me. They founded the company called Anexas Europe. And yes, so today, as you see me, I'm a PMP and a CPHQ as well, along with a master black belt. Have 31 years of experience. Let me change that. Next time I'll change it. Now it's 31 years experience. Okay, yeah, my age. I have also increased. Like now I'm 53. Consulted more than 200 organizations around the world, including Fortune 500, 100 companies, and many Fortune 500 companies, and author of 2 books. I have written a book on my Lean Six Sigma journey also, the Anexas story, which became a bestseller on Amazon. And yeah, I've spoken at many conferences around the world. So I'm the right person to teach you with all humility. I mean, sometimes you may feel that I'm boasting, but sometimes you have to prove your credentials. Otherwise, why would you trust me? Why would you believe me? So I have a real good credentials of conducting this program. And just if you want some more proof, why am I telling you all these things? Why? Because I want you also to achieve this and much more. There are opportunities which are immense today. It's not necessary that you have to be a full-time green belt or black belt or master black belt. Whatever you are doing, if you are a physician, you can still remain a physician. But if you are a black belt, wow, you will be able to do your job in a better way. If you are a chartered accountant, you can also do your job in a better way. If you are an operations manager, manufacturing engineer, maintenance engineer, whatever you are doing, you can do that job in a better way. And naturally, if that happens, your organization will take a note of it. And that's what I want to happen. And that will, of course, take your career on a fast forward track. Some more data, like some around the world, different cities, some Europe. Oh yeah, this picture I always tell with pride that in 2007, first ever Black Belt Six Sigma training program, which happened in Middle East. The first, I had the privilege to conduct that program. So the credit goes to me and our organization to launch the first ever Lean Six Sigma Black Belt training in the whole of Middle East. Whole of Middle East, I'm talking. Incidentally, it was in hospital, by the way. Okay. Yeah, so but this is China, and this is different. This is shipping companies. This is Novartis and Switzerland. This is we have got National Healthcare Service in UK. They are also our client, and many clients. When I have lost the count, and of course we have won a lot of awards also in different forums, worldwide forums for our Lean and Six Sigma services. We have appeared on TV also.
I'm Shekhar Suman, and I wish to
E-Business TV ran
congratulate
a
all the
13
Six
episode
Sigma
show
certified
on
black belt from
Lean
Anexas.
Six
All the
Sigma and
best.
how Lean Six
Thank
Sigma
you.
can help the industries. And I hosted that show along with one of the famous TV show host, and of course, ASQ, etc., etc. So I think
On 21st of May 2019, I'm going to speak in American Society of Quality's World Conference in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm going to talk about how one of the fields in artificial intelligence, robotic process automation or RPA, can be used to support process improvement initiatives along with Lean and Six Sigma. We will see how this combination leads to improved productivity, improved quality, and reduced costs. Using a case study from a bank, I will share a roadmap to leverage the capabilities of existing quality programs like Six Sigma with RPA to produce better results. So see you there.
So we have many credentials, etc. And railways, Indian Railways also are our clients, along with a lot of all the refineries, major refineries.
It's an honor.
And then we have got in manufacturing, services, healthcare, hospitality, theme parks everywhere. We have done a lot of good work. Towards the end, I'll tell you more about it. And so let us look at the Lean Six Sigma benefits. Why should we do, and what happens? What are the benefits of implementing Lean and Six Sigma? Can you please tell me, what are the similarities here? A manufacturing company improves the production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from, say, 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment time in multinational company. Hotel improves customer experience and increases bookings to almost 2 times. Bank reduces errors and cycle times by 80% with enhanced customer satisfaction, and insurance claims time reduced by 70%. So what are the similar things you see here? Can you tell me? Yes, I would like some answers. Yes. And I see that Praveen is telling profit is increased. Gaurav is telling automation. Saida is telling improvements. Okay. Dietrich Dizon is telling. Okay. So many answers. I can't read. So fine. Mudassir, Hussain, Kazim. Almost all of you are right. But one more thing. One common thread running through all these things they are all Lean Six Sigma projects. So what is Lean Six Sigma? It is a project approach. Now, what is the definition of a project? Definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point. It doesn't exist after some time. It's a one-time activity. So what we are doing when we want to improve something, whenever we want to improve something, we convert that improvement opportunity to a project. Project is a one-time activity. A project is a one-time activity, but this project is done in a process. Project is done in a process. Your organization is having lots of processes, and these processes produce the outputs, which go to the customers. Okay? And the customers are sometimes unhappy with the outputs. Customers can be external or internal. Okay, so customers are unhappy with the output. Output is produced by the process. In that process, we take up an improvement project. That is what Lean Six Sigma is. Okay. Now I'll explain all these things in more detail. And as we do a project, we'll take you through this project. So we have done this in many organizations. and lots of, we have got a great client list. And out of experience, we are telling you that this works every time. This works every time. For the last 22 years, I've been totally involved in Lean Six Sigma and project management, and conducting trainings as well as consulting the organizations. And every time I have seen it worked. What it can do, it can reduce the costs, reduce the defects, reduce the waste, reduce the rework, reduce the cycle time, improve the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, resilience. And which CEO would not like, which CEO would not love a person who can achieve all these things for the organization? The Lean Six Sigma and green belts and black belts are those people who can do all these things for an organization. Okay, so let us look at the history of Six Sigma. Let me show you a video. So I'll take help of a little bit of video, so that this will also help me organize, because in 2 hours I have to give you lots and lots of tools and techniques. That's what my plan is. So what I will do, I'll just, if you permit me, by the way, if you join our Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt training programs, it's a total live training like this. And I keep showing some videos also, and we give these videos to you later on. Let us have a look at it.
Projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAIC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota.
To tell you the Lean story, Lean started in Toyota. Taichi Ono from who was the engineer from Toyota. He went to Japan. He went to US. He was in Japan. He went to US, and he got an idea from the supermarkets. Actually, he wanted to learn from Ford Motor Company some good productivity techniques. More than that, he learned from supermarkets of US, and he applied the flow techniques which was followed in the supermarkets of US to car manufacturing. And he completely transformed the car manufacturing, thereby reducing the cost of manufacturing cars, and getting the highest market share within the next 10 years. The world market share, the best market share of the cars was with Motorola. So that was our history, Lean and Six Sigma. Now, let us talk about, in short, what do you mean by Lean and Six Sigma? Suppose you ask me, tell me in just three sentences what is Lean, and 3 sentences what is Six Sigma. And if I combined all these 6 sentences, that is Lean Six Sigma. It's very easy, very easy. Okay. Maybe I'll use some jargon, but I'll explain all the jargons to you. So first, very, very easy in layman's language, no jargons. What is lean? Lean is map the process. Map the process as is. As is. As is means what? See what's happening. Go to the place of action. We call it as Gemba. Gemba in Japanese means place of action, where the action takes place. So go to the field and then map the process. And after mapping the process, identify the waste in the system. What is the definition of a waste? Waste is anything which the customer is not willing to pay for. Waste is anything which is not done right the first time. Any step which is not done right the first time, it's a waste. And any step which is not bringing the input closer to the completion, it is a waste. Waste means non-value added activities. And there's a lot of waste in your organization. If you see very carefully, there's a lot of waste in the organization. We are not aware of it. So you have to develop an eye to see the waste. Develop an eye to see the waste. Waste is everywhere. So if you do a proper Gemba investigation, reduce the waste, you will be surprised that you can reduce the cycle times by sometimes 90%, 80 to 90%. So if you're taking 10 days to complete an activity, you just take 1 day. So we have done in many places, because I see a lot of healthcare industries. Towards the end, I'll try, I can't promise. If you're willing to wait after 2 hours or so, I will share some, and please, my team can remind me, I'll share some lean applications in hospitals. Okay, that will happen after 2 hours. So, lean is, again, 3 sentences. Map the process as is, identify the waste in the system, reduce the cycle time by removing that waste and applying some techniques, reduce the errors by applying some techniques like mistake proofing. We call it SPOKA, mistake proofing, and establish the flow in the process. So this is what you'll do in the lean. And in Six Sigma, what is Six Sigma? Okay, let us look at Six Sigma. Six Sigma is about reducing the variation in the process. Now, customers don't like variation. Be consistent. Be consistent in your products. Be consistent in your deliveries. So customer will give you some specification limit. They will always tell that please give me, let's say, suppose you're producing chocolates in manufacturing. Let's take an example of manufacturing industry. You're producing chocolates. I want a chocolate 100 grams plus minus 5 grams. So it is 95 grams and 105. This is what I want. We call it as specification limit. Lower specification limit and upper specification limit. But unfortunately, the process doesn't listen to the customer. Why? Because we have designed the process like that. We have operated the process like that. The equipment, the type of training we have provided, the type of people we have, trained with. All these trainings, policies, procedures, roles, responsibilities, and equipment together deliver some process which is not within 95 to 105 grams. It may be going up to 90 grams to maybe 110 grams. So I'm having too much of variation in my weight of the chocolates. Customers don't like it. You will say, well, customers will like if you give them 110 grams of chocolate and ask for, but one of the customers is your company, also your organization, your shareholders. They are also your customers. So they won't like it. So better deliver exactly 100 grams. Now this was chocolate. Even if you give 5 grams, it's okay. But if this is a component, automotive component, or a component which goes to the manufacturing, in the manufacturing of your aircraft, in which you every time fly, would you like this variation? No. Even you would not like a variation. You go to a car showroom and you try to buy a car, and the car manufacturer or the showroom manager says, well, this car brakes are a little bit better. In that car, the headlight is a little bit better. In that car, the seats are a little bit having better cushion. You'll not like it. You'll say, sorry, every car should be same. There should be no variation. In service industry also, you don't like variation. Suppose let's say your some electric appliance is not working at home. You call the company, please repair the electric appliance. and there are two companies. Company A says, well, we will come by Wednesday or Thursday, approximately Wednesday, Thursday will come between 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. Oh, sorry, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we'll come and we'll repair. Okay. And they do come on, say, Friday, they come and do the repair. They never tell you when they're arriving. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come. Inconsistency. But another company, you call them, I want my electrical appliance to get repaired. They say, no problem, sir. Tomorrow at 11:15, our person will be there. 11:15, actually, the person is there. Within half an hour, finishes the job, goes away. Next time, again, you call that company. Again, they say, tomorrow at 4:15, the person will be there. The person is still there at 4:15. Consistency, no variation in service. You like that company. You go to McDonald's, go anywhere, no variation in their products and service. Everything is as uniform as possible. Of course, some variation will be there, but it is within the customer specification limit. So reduce the variation. That is what Six Sigma does. Reduce the variation and don't go beyond the customer specification limits and reduce your defects. Delight the customer. That is what Six Sigma does it. Now, how can I achieve all these things? Of course, all these things can be achieved by yellow belts, green belts, black belts, and master black belts. Yellow belts are the people like you. You will be in a yellow belt in the next 2 hours. You know some tools and techniques. You will not be able to practice them, but you know, you are aware of. You will be aware of what is cause and effect diagram, what is a Pareto analysis, what is a box plot, what is a scatter plot. That's what I'm going to teach you today. Or what is a control charts. You will be aware of that. You will know what is a process mapping. You will know the 7 ways. In fact, I can tell you the 7 ways right away. They are actually listed here. Overproduction, waiting, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, rework, rejections, underutilized resources. These are the 7 classic wastes which are present in your process. Everywhere, they're lying around in your company. You fail to identify. Transportation means, see, think from the customer's value. Think from the perspective of the customers. What the customer wants. What is the value customer wants to derive from your services or product? If I take my example, I'm conducting a training program. I'm teaching people. I'm certifying people. Now, 2 years back, I used to travel a lot. That was a transportation. Now, what was the value people were looking at? What was the value they were trying to derive from me? The value was transfer of knowledge from me to them, enhancing their knowledge. That was the value. Now, me taking a flight, me taking a taxi, me sitting in a lounge and enjoying my drinks. Now, all these things are not adding value to the customer. Customer is not willing to pay for that. But I used to put all these costs to the customers. Transportation was a waste from customer's perspective. I might be enjoying my travels, but customer is paying for it. Why should he pay? Non-value added activity, waste. Similarly, waiting time, transfer, like so many, there are 7 ways. I won't describe them. It's a very easy topic. I have made a video on it, and very nice video I have made it. A lot of videos I have made on Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Anexas YouTube channel, and you will get lots and lots of tools. One of the tools is FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. My team can put that video. I will not be covering that video in this class, but I cover this in green belt, but I will say gift this video to you. And a very simple example from traveling from home to office, using a very, very simple example, I have explained a very effective and high-end tool called failure modes and effects analysis. It means how can you prevent the failure of your process? So, and when you click on that video, you can also subscribe to my channel, and you will get lots and lots of video, and then no spam there. Okay, it's a simple channel which posts every week 2 videos related to process improvement tools and techniques. So you can always take the advantage. Okay, now yellow belts just know these tools and techniques. Green belts would have practiced. Like, for example, when you come to my 3 days green belt training program, 3 days is like the classroom, live classroom. Plus, I also give you lots of videos. So a little bit of, if you watch those videos, it can get extended to some more time as well. But if you attend the 3 days of green training, then you become a green belt. I will make you practice these tools and techniques. I'll not leave you like that. I'll make you practice. I say, please make a SIPOC. Please make a cause and effect. Please make a box plot. Please make a regression analysis. Please do a chi-square test. That's what we make people do. Black belts, the green belts will learn around 100 tools. Black belts will learn 50 more high-end tools so that you can do very large projects cutting across domains, departments, and sometimes even organizations. You can, make conclusions from 30 samples about large populations of millions, and your impact will be much, much higher. Master black belts are the people like me, and I train master black belts. Yesterday, I launched one new master black belt training program. So master black belts are those people who can launch me, in the sense, yesterday I started a new batch. I had launched it a long time back, right? I have trained more than 1,000 master black belts around the world. And many of our master black belts are now, unfortunately, they have become my competitors. Doesn't matter. I enjoy that. Oh, teach the man to fish and he will take away your business. Oh, we are happy doing that. No, don't worry. So we are always happy to train master black belts. Now, these master black belts can teach others, train others. And my objective is, through us, I should be responsible for training at least 1 million black belts around the world in the next, by 2030. So now I started that project 1 year ago. So now 9 years to go, and still we are on the right path. Okay, so that is master black belt. Master black belt is able to roll out Lean Six Sigma. Master black belt is able to guide others. He is able to train others. So what we do, what we follow, whenever you want to improve something in the organization, see, the roadmap to implement Lean Six Sigma, the bigger picture, I will give you towards the end. It means when I would have completed showing you what is a DMAIC methodology, then I will tell you how would you launch Lean Six Sigma in any organization. That we will do a little later. But right now, let me first tell you, as a green belt or a black belt, if you are given an opportunity to improve something in your organization, what is the methodology you will follow? You will follow DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And these are the tools you will be applying. SIPOC, project charter and define phase. Measure types of data. You will understand types of data. Normal distribution. I will understand the concept of normal distribution, the control charts as well. Cause and effect and Pareto, box plot, scatter plot, process mapping, brainstorming, and 5S and POCA. 5S means keeping your place neat and clean, arranging everything nicely, labeling everything so that you are able to reduce waste in your processes. POCA means mistake proofing. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. So these are the two tools, simple tools. If time permits, I'll talk about it. Otherwise, you can take it for granted that I have already spoken about it. It is so simple. It's a very simple tool. 5S and POCA, I have made some videos. You can always watch them. But now let us talk about some of the complicated tools, complex tools. Okay, we'll start with the define phase. Now let's imagine. So what I have done is, now I have chosen a project called reduction of recruitment cycle time. Now, this project, I've just pulled down one project which I completed, I think 10 years ago in a company called Technip. It's an engineering company, but I've chosen deliberately a process which everyone will understand. And this process is recruitment cycle time reduction. So this company, I will, as I told you, I'll tell you later how will you implement Lean Six Sigma in an organization. The whole roadmap, I will give it to you. That I will give it to you after 1.5 hours. But before that, let us say your organization has launched Lean Six Sigma. So what a green belt will do, what a black belt will do. So we assign an improvement project. We choose the improvement projects. Okay. First, we understand what needs to be improved in the organization. We pick up some improvement projects and assign them to green belts and black belts. And now let's imagine you are a green belt. All of us are a green belt, It's a team. We are working together. Oh, maybe I'm a master black belt, you are a green belt or a black belt. And you have been told to reduce the recruitment cycle time. The first thing what we'll do is, we'll go to define phase. In the define phase, what we'll do? SIPOC, VOC, and project charter. 3 things. Very quickly, I will tell you. Sorry, because the time is less. I'll be very, very fast. First, we form a team. We know each other. Always try to choose the people who are working in the team. Like in the recruitment process, I'll choose 1 or 2 members from the recruitment process and make them green belts. I will identify the process owner. Process owner is the manager of the process in whose process I am doing the project. So please remember, go back to the statement which I made earlier. You are doing an improvement project, but in a process. Which process? Recruitment process. What is the difference between process and a project? Process is a repetitive activity. It keeps happening. Like recruitment keeps happening. One recruitment happens after simultaneously, second, third, fourth, maybe 20 recruitments are happening simultaneously. It is a repetitive process. It will continue. But what is a project? It's a one-time activity. I have taken up a project, or we collectively have taken up a project to reduce the recruitment cycle time in my company. And I will identify the sponsor or the champion, the head of the department. He's also my team member. I'm engaging them. And we are forming the team. Team undergoes 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, and performing. So when we form a team, we know each other. Hey, you are the champion. You are the sponsor of the project. You are the HR director. Okay. Process owner is the recruitment manager. And 2 people are the green belts and the black belts. I am the master black belt. I'm going to help you through the project. Similarly, I am also guiding 10 other projects in the same organization. And first thing we tell, we go back to Edward Deming. What Deming said? Edward Deming said, problems are not in the people, problems are in the processes. 85% of the problems are due to the processes, not due to the people. So focus on process. So what did I do? I make a high-level process map. SIPOC, supplier input, process, output, and customer. We call it SIPOC. And best way to make an SIPOC is start from right to left. So I identify who are my customers. The customers are the departments who ask for recruited employee. Output is the recruited employee. What are the basic 5-6 steps? It's like a high-level process map. You don't go into the details. Details will happen in analyze phase. We'll go into the detailed process map later on. But right now in the process, it's like a high-level process map. I will just make a, it's like a, 50,000 feet view of the process. When you're landing in the city, you just see the main roads, you don't see the bylanes, right? Similarly, you're just seeing the main basic 5-6 major steps and identify the inputs and the suppliers. Now, why you are doing that? Why? Because next step is you'll go to the customers, departments, and ask them about their opinion about the outputs. So customer, if I'm a recruitment, I'm a team which is doing a project. So I go to the customers. Mr. Customers, department heads, please comment about the recruited employee, the output, the process. And they say, well, I don't like you. I hate you. You are always late. This is known as voice of customers. Okay, voice of customer. And I will put a measure on it. The statement, when maybe in English or in a language, sometimes in a feeling, they may just make faces at you. Hey, go away. They may say like that. I have to convert this into a measure. Why? Because there are 3 rules you have to follow. There are 3 rules. First rule is you cannot improve if you cannot measure. The second rule is you can measure everything. In fact, let me show you that. Okay. Can you please tell me, do you agree with this? There are 2 types of data. Some cannot be measured and some can be measured. Tell me. Time for a little interaction. Can you please write in the chat box? There are 2 types of data. Something can be measured, something cannot. Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? Oh, a lot of people are telling yes. Some people are saying no. So sorry. The answer is there are 3 rules. First rule, you cannot improve if you cannot measure. Second rule is you can measure everything. Third rule is if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. Okay, that means everything can be measured. I'll tell you in a short while how can you measure everything. At least this can be the best learning from today's program. In fact, you will take away a lot of learnings from today's program, but at least if you take away this learning, at least how to measure everything in your organization, how to put KPIs on each and everything in your organization. At least in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you that. But let us go back first go back to our SIPOC. So I tell my customer, Mr. Customer, please tell me about, how do you feel about my recruitment process? And they say, oh, you are too late. I'll put a measure. And what is the measure here? Recruitment cycle time. That is my measure. We call this as a CTQ, critical to quality. Now, the CTQ, the measure is recruitment time. What VOC, I'm not writing the VOC. VOC is like, the person is telling, I hate you. They're telling you, yeah, this is the voice of customer. They're telling you, it takes too long to recruit the right candidate. Oh, HR department, my God, they always late. Now, we have to compile all these things into affinity technique. Affinity technique means compiling similar statements together and trying to identify the needs of the customer. That's what we did. And here, once I do that, in fact, let me tell you the process also if you want. There are different systems, reactive systems and proactive systems to collect the voice of customers. Reactive systems means customer will tell you, hey, you are not doing well, complaints. Proactive systems, you go to the customer. Sir, how do you feel about my process? How do you feel about my service? How do you feel about my product? Both are important, right? Some of the examples.
Systems, you need to put effort into gathering the information. So let us take some examples of reactive systems. Reactive systems examples could be customer complaints, technical support calls, claims, credits, contested payments, product return information, problem or service hotlines, customer service calls, sales reporting, warranty claims, web page activities, etc. And these typical reactive systems generally gather data on current and former customers' issues or problems, current or former customers' unmet needs, current and former customers' interaction, interviews, focus groups, surveys, comment cards, data gathering during sales visit or calls, market research, market monitoring, and benchmarking. If you are choosing to interview a customer,
so these are some of the ways of collecting the voice of customer. Now, you have made a SIPOC, supplier input, process, output, and customer. Any questions on SIPOC? Do you have any questions on SIPOC? You can write in the chat box. Have you understood? Say yes if you have understood. What is a SIPOC? Oh, you have understood. No questions. Great. So fast you understand. By the way, to teach SIPOC, people take half a day. Can you believe? No problems. Let us go back. So there's a video. I'll not show you the video. Video is already available on our YouTube channel. SIPOC video, if you can please, my team, put the video there. Now we keep giving the videos to our students. In green belt, when you come, a black belt, each and every tool will give you a video. So when you forget me, I'll not allow you to forget, but if you forget me or what I taught in the classroom, go to the video. I'm still around. Okay. So my team will put SIPOC video, the link, maybe. So I'll not show you because it will take some time. I'll rather teach you new things. If you've understood SIPOC, why to repeat? Repeat anything starting with rework, review is a waste of time. Okay, it's one of the waste, by the way. Okay, when we tell people data, they say, oh, I hate data. I don't want to give you the data. Why? Because if I give you the data, you will put nice analysis, make some reports, and tell the world about my inefficiency. Sorry, I don't want to give you the data. Or they say, we have too much of data, we don't know what to do. Or people say, I hate mathematics. I'm not a statistics guy. All these three excuses are null and void once you are a green belt or a black belt. Or in front of a green belt and black belt, these excuses don't hold any ground. Let us see why. Because You can improve, you cannot improve, you cannot measure, and you can measure everything. How? There are two types of data, continuous and attribute. Let me talk about that. Two types of data, continuous and attribute. It is very important to understand because the type of analysis, I'm going to do a short course of data analytics in the next half an hour. Please be ready. Yeah. Now I'm into a difficult waters. Don't run away. Please don't run away. I'll try to make it easy. Okay, so there are two types of data. Do you remember what are the two types? I just showed you two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Okay, continuous data example, recruitment cycle time, 90.1 days, 90.1 days. Age, 53.1 years. This is my age, by the way. And other example. Can you give me other examples? I'll just like to see whether you have understood the continuous data or not. Please write some example. Waiting time. Yes, Saida is telling waiting time. Yeah. Okay, fine. You can write some more examples. I'll just see whether you have understood or not. If you have not understood, then I'll have to explain it in detail. Why it is known as continuous data? Because it can be represented on a continuous scale, on a number line. Any point on that number line can be a data. It will always have a unit. It will always have a decimal place. It will always have a unit. It will always have a possibility of a decimal place. It is not necessary that it has to have a decimal place. It will have a possibility of a decimal place. But the attribute data is something which you feel you cannot measure. That is what we feel. Well, I cannot measure this. Can you tell me something which you cannot measure? Can you tell me something which you cannot measure? And in front of you, I will put a measure. In front of you, I will put a measure. Okay. How I'm telling you the trick also. Tomorrow you can play this trick in your organization. You can tell I can measure everything. Yeah. So count, proportion. Sorry, I'm writing fast because of the paucity of time. Otherwise, my handwriting is much better. Okay. Okay. Percentage, attribute, category, count. Tell me what you cannot count. Taste of food. Venkat is telling taste of food. Love. Venkat Raman is saying all Venkis are like, oh, love, taste. Okay. Happiness. Arjuna is telling happiness. Okay, so I'll put measure on all the three. Okay. First is taste. Now, I will tell you the trick for the first one, and for the other two, you have to put the measure. The easiest way to measure anything is put categories. And easiest category to make is presence or absence of that particular attribute. Easiest thing I can put it is tasty, not tasty. Okay. I am running a restaurant or I'm cooking food. Let's say I'm inviting my friends. Yeah. I want to improve. If I want to improve something, I cannot, I cannot improve if we cannot measure. So if I want to improve the taste of the food which I prepare, I give it to 100 friends. 60 say it is tasty, 40 say it is not tasty. Proportion 0.60, 0.40, percentage 60%, 40%. Today, my taste of the food is 60%. I would like to increase 60% to 80%. And I'll take efforts. I'll tell you how. I'm using DMAIC project. And we are in the define phase right now. Okay. Okay. Now, I just put a measure to taste. I can have 5 categories also, very tasty, etc. Number of categories can vary. Now tell me, how can you measure happiness? Now you will tell me. I'm not going to tell you. Tell me, how can you measure happiness? Or the other one, what was that? Love. How can you measure love? You have to tell me now. Yes, love, no love. Happy, very happy, very happy. Kalyani is telling, happy, very happy, not happy. Oh, you got it. Now put a measure to anything. You are an expert now. No, but I like to test whether you have understood or not. I know. I'll make you make a mistake. Don't worry. Okay. But okay, if you're okay, yes. Oh, everyone is given right answer. Sorry, yeah, very happy and not happy. 50%, 70%. Vishal is telling, okay, so happy. I'm now happy. You have understood. Now, anyone who has not understood, please let me know. So I'll show some more examples maybe. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to show you more examples. No problem. Don't worry. Yeah. Oh, I've done this already. Yeah. So see, this all these things. Yeah, happy. The happiness example is there with me, by the way. Yeah. Maybe I'll play that. Okay. So now I'll tell you why it is important. Soon I'll tell you why I am emphasizing on this. As a yellow belt, no one will teach you all these. They will teach you what is define, what is measure, what is analyze. You keep sleeping for one whole days of yellow belt training. They underestimate you a lot. The trainers underestimate you a lot. Whole day they will just tell you simple, define, measure. I'm going to teach you a lot of things.
Centimeters, cycle time of a process 3.5 hours, or procurement time in an organization 120.3 days. These are all continuous data because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible, you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in my organization is 0.6. This proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. And a count, like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is. It is very important to know the difference between continuous and attribute data. And it is very important to understand what is continuous data and what is attribute data, because the tools which you are going to use in the measure and analyze phases, they depend on what type of data you are dealing with. If you are dealing with continuous data, then you might use histograms. If you are dealing with attribute data, you may use pie chart or Pareto charts or bar charts. If you are dealing with combination of continuous and attribute, like in inferential statistics, then you may be using box plots and scatter plots and regression, ANOVA, chi-square, etc. So the tool usage depends on the type of data you are dealing with. So it is very important to understand the types of data.
It is very, very important to understand the type of data, my dear friends. How can you analyze afterwards? Otherwise, you will make a decision based on logic and intuition. Not anymore. You cannot trust anyone except data. Okay. Only trust. If you have got some percentage, I have got 31 years of experience. Like I am telling you, I have 31 years of experience. Listen to me, believe me, trust me. You will say, sorry, I'm a green belt, I'm a black belt. I'm not going to trust you. I respect your experience, but I don't trust you, sorry. I only trust data. Show me the data and I'll trust you. Because the root cause analysis is based on data and don't have to collect too many samples. My dear friend, don't collect too many samples. You have to collect simple, very, very less samples. So I'll come to that. But now let us go to our voice of customer. We collected voice of customer and we put a measure. What is our measure? Recruitment time. Okay. Now I'll create a project charter. In the define phase, the last tool which we do is create a project charter. And we will write problem statement. Recruitment cycle time is approximately 50 days or 90 days, whatever it is, 100 days, 200 days. And I would like to reduce this to 30 days. Okay. That is what my problem statement and goal statement is. And I will, so my problem statement is ready, goal statement is ready, and I will save $100,000 or $300,000 because if I recruit my engineers fast, I can put them on client sites faster and get a lot of revenues from them. Yes, happy. Mr. Manager, are you happy? Mr. CEO, are you happy? Mr. Shareholder, I am very, very happy. Yes, they will say all. They will support you. Why you are telling all these things? You are engaging the people. My project is going to save $300,000. Tell this to the organization in defined ways. They will be willing to support you. Change management. I have got a lot of good material on change management. I'm not going to talk about change management today. I'm emphasizing on data analytics today. But that is my favorite topic as well. You know, data is also a favorite topic, and change management is also a favorite topic. Everything is a favorite topic. Everything has to be a favorite topic to you as a student also, because if you need money, that is the output. There are a lot of factors, X factors we call them, inputs, focus on inputs. That's what we are going to do, my dear friend. If I want to reduce my recruitment cycle time, I'm not going to focus on recruitment cycle time. I want to focus on measures on the inputs and processes. Measures on the output is known as Y, the CPQ. Measures on the inputs are known as X factors. Now, can you measure interview the shortlisted process? Yes. Interviewing time. Now tell me, can you measure CVs? Can you measure CVs? Tell me yes or no, and tell me the measure also. Fast. Tell me the measure on the HR staff. Yes. Some people are still saying, no, I cannot measure CV. Oh, come on. It's an attribute data. Right CV, incorrect CV. Yeah. CV, which is, what do you call? Type of CV. This is the right CV, wrong CV. Giving wrong CV will impact my recruitment time. Budget. How can you measure budget? Available, not available. HR staff. How can you measure HR staff? Please tell me. Yes. Tell me this at least. How can you measure HR staff? Who's going to give? Let us see who's going to give the right answer. Fastest fingers first. And turnaround time. Okay. Available, not available. Yes, this is the first. Okay. I so many answers I got. Approachable, not approachable. Bhumika is telling approachable, not approachable. Yes, that is a right measure also. Yeah. Skilled, unskilled. Oh, so many. Bilkul sahi jawab aapne. Bilkul sahi jawab diya. Okay. Anyway, that's really good. Really good. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. So you are great students. By the way, you are great students. I'm loving to teach you. By the way, if you are great students, I love to teach great students. Okay, so we have X factors and Y factors. Okay. My define phase is over. Okay. There are other things also which I'm not going to talk about, but define phase, the main components are problem statement, goal statements, and money. Then I go to the measure phase. I collect the data, create histograms on the data, understand the concept of control charts and sigma level. Well, now, do you remember what is the why? Do you remember what was the why? Recruitment time. Now, the why is the symptom, but the problems are in the X factors. Problems are in the X factors. Why is just the symptom? Problems are in the X factors. We call it as Y's function of X. Okay. When you go to the doctor, you tell the doctor, I'm having fever, but doctor never gives. What is the CTQ for the doctor here? What is the measure for the doctor? Your body temperature. But doctor never treats the symptom. Doctor collects the data about your X factors and he finds the root cause. He finds, oh, you are having this problem. He does a blood test, X-ray, etc. And he treats the root cause. Similarly, as a green belt or black belt, you are a physician of the process. People will come to you, oh, my process is having errors, complaints, defects, oh, so many things. These are the symptoms. You will do a root cause analysis. How? Like a physician, you will do a root cause analysis of your process. You are a surgeon, you will perform a surgery on your process. How? So let us learn. Before I tell you, you'll have to spend a little time. So next 15 minutes, some statistics. Don't run away. As I told you, don't run away. Warning you. Okay. So now let us go back to our whiteboard. When I'm dealing with data, continuous data type, I can always collect just 30 samples. There's a theorem called central limit theorem, which we learn in our training sessions in green belt, black belts. Using that, I can tell you very easily, just collect 30 samples. Let's say if I want recruitment cycle time, I will collect 30 samples at random from recruitments. And I will find that most of the recruitments are taking 50 days. There might be some variation. You are going up to some 80 days here, and maybe you are going up to, let's say 20 days here. Never taking less than 20 days, never taking more than 80 days. Now, if you collect 300 samples also, you'll not get any more information. You'll just smoothen your curve. 3,000 sample will smoothen your curve further. Why to do that? My friend, be happy with 30 samples. Be happy with 30 samples, my dear friend. Why? Why you see, your objective is not to find the average to the last decimal point. What is your objective? Your objective is to reduce the recruitment cycle time. So just 30 samples is good enough to find that your cycle time is 50 days, 80 days, 90 days, whatever it is. Now let me pull out some data from recruitment cycle time. If I can just pull out some time here, recruitment cycle time, I'm opening Minitab. Now, Minitab is the software which we give it to you. If you join our green belt and black belt, we give this Minitab software to you. And using this Minitab software, you can do the analysis very easily. Whenever you are talking about, I collected the data. Okay, this is the data I collected: 52 days, 47 days, 50 days, 54 days, 59 days, etc. And I can easily very, very easily, by just putting clicking some buttons, I can get a histogram. It will tell me the average is 50 and standard deviation is 5 days. Now, what is the meaning of that? Mr. Carl Friedrich Gauss, a great statistician in 19th century, he found one interesting thing, a strange thing. He said that all the repetitive processes in the world, they follow normal distribution. It is known as normal distribution because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. So my recruitment time, if I collect, I will get an average. I think I got an average of 50 days and standard deviation of 5 days. Then he also said, for every process, any process, it will always exhibit this particular characteristic. It will have an average, and all the population of the data, all the population, I'm talking about the population, I'm not talking about the sample. Sample information I know already. 52 days, 49 days, 55 days, 45 days. I already know full information, 100% information. No, I know about sample, but about the population, I can how much I can estimate about the whole population. Maybe 300 recruitments or 3,000 recruitments or 30,000 recruitments by just using the property of normal distribution. And he said, plus minus 3 times standard deviation, within that will lie 99.73%, or for the time being, don't worry about the decimal. So 99% of the population will be lying within this number. So using 30 sample, you can predict about 30,000, 300,000 population size. Okay. So 50 here. One standard deviation will be how much? Can you please tell me? Please do the calculations, please. Please do the calculations. Yes, please. Fast. So one standard deviation is 50 plus 5, 55. Two standard deviation is 50 plus 2 times 5, 60. And this is 65. And this is 45. And this is 40. And this is 35. Have you understood this part? Yes or no? Please let me know. Yes or no? If it is no, then, oh, everyone has understood. If it is no, please watch my video again. This video will be available. It will be sent to you. Don't worry. Watch it again. This is known as lower control limit, and this is known as upper control limit. 50 is the average. 1 time standard deviation. 1 sigma is 1 time standard deviation. What is sigma? What is standard deviation? 5. So 50 plus 1 time standard deviation means 50 plus 1 time 5, which is 55. Okay, got it now? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's easy, it's easy. Now tell me, if I give recruitment or someone to recruit to this particular HR department, can I say that I'm 99% confident that they will take minimum 35 days and maximum 65 days? Minimum. On an average, they'll take 50, but minimum. We call this as lower control limit and upper control limit. Lower control limit and upper control limit. LCL, UCL. And every recruitment will be within this. And we say, if it is within this, we say process is under control. And if someone asks why this variation, I can say there are a lot of X factors affecting this Y. What is the output here? Recruitment time. What are the X factors? There are so many X factors. I can brainstorm man, machine, material, etc. I can brainstorm on that. Man, machine. There is a method of making a cause and effect diagram. I will tell you in a short while. But have you understood up to here? Lower control limit, upper control limit, up to here. Okay. So let us find my lower control limit and upper control limit of my process. Okay. And let us see whether the process is under control. So this is the recruitment cycle time. This is my existing state, and I'll display it. This is how I perform. Process is under control. There are no special causes. Means nothing unexpected is happening in this process. If I give to this HR department, it will take 36 days to 64 days. Yeah. I expect them to behave in this manner. Why? The way they operate, the way they are trained, the kind of policies they follow, and collectively the way we respond as an operations team. You don't respond to their mails. Yeah, everyone will be blamed, my dear friend, except the people. Process, blame the process. So what we do, we make a cause and effect diagram, man, machine, material. Okay, but before I go there, let us go back. So I collected the data. I also identify a defect in the process. What is the defect for me? Any recruitment taking here, in this case, this is another, any recruitment taking more than 60 days is a defect. It is another project, so I'm just, the data is different. Any recruitment taking more than 50 days, 60 days, you can define a defect. And you calculate defects per million opportunities and associate it with a sigma level. Associated with a sigma level. Higher the sigma level, better is the process. Higher the sigma level, lower is the number of defects. Higher is your product quality, higher is the sigma level. Okay, just to very quickly tell you about it, I'll just take help of video. Okay. So this is about the sigma level. Okay, so I'm just, although see, I would rather not go into the sigma level calculations because of the lack of time. Because I would rather spend my time on teaching you some tools and techniques. Sigma level calculation is very, very easy. It's a very, very simple way of calculating. You identify the defects divided by the number of opportunities, you will get a DPMO. Then there's a table. And I in my green belt and black belt training program, I explained to you, it is coming from Z distribution table. So using that table, you can calculate the sigma level. At 6 sigma, you are producing just 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. So you first calculate your sigma level. So today my process is at 1.14 sigma. It is producing 62% defects. 62% defects. Defects per million opportunities is 627,000 defects per million opportunities, which corresponds to 62% defects. So 62% of my recruitments are going beyond my specification limits. Oh, I really need to do something. What I'll do? The first thing, there are two things you can do. You can do process door or you can do data door.
What?
Process door or data door. In process door, you can do as is process map, Gemba walk, value added, non-value added, identify the waste in the system, the 7 waste in the system. Data door, you can do cause and effect, control impact, and Pareto chart and box plots and scatter plots. Let us learn about them. First, process door. You'll map the process as is, and then identify the 7 wastes in the process. Oh, this is not required. This can be removed. You can even apply ESCAP technique. Eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, and parallel. ESCAP. I've made a video on that. I'm not going to describe ESCAP technique here. My team can put the video here. So ESCAP, eliminate. Can I eliminate this step? Yes. Eliminate. Can I simplify? Yes, I can simplify. Can I combine these 2 steps? Why not? Can I automate these 2 steps? Why not? Can I make these 2 steps parallel instead of in series? Why not? A 1 to 2 hour of ESCAP analysis on your process will completely change your process. You'll be surprised to know why you are doing all these things. For the last 10 years, the process which you are following today was designed 5 years, 10 years, sometimes 30 years ago. 30 years ago, they did not know you have an email. A process which is designed 5 years ago doesn't know you have a WhatsApp. You end up still doing something which is totally not required. Some companies still have fax machines. Do you know that? in today's world, when you can transfer any document from one place to another place in just 1 second, clicking a photo, sending it to the customer, to anyone, you still have fax machines. Can you believe? Not only that, you have fax machines and then annual maintenance contract also for those fax machines. And for that, you recruit a person also. And then you have a recruitment cycle time. A problem. So much of waste. It's all there. It's always, all, it's everywhere. It's all around us. Identify the wastes. Okay. Then also make a cause and effect diagram. So that was about your process door. Cause and effect, invite people, allow them to make cause and effect diagram. They'll make the cause and effect diagram together. Tell them, give them post-it notes. Tell them whatever comes to your mind, write all the possible causes. We'll make a cause and effect diagram. And then, I cannot work on so many causes. So I can use different techniques like data collection, data based on data, or maybe voting. Initially, we can use voting. And we will try to find out what are the topmost causes. We say Pareto Chart. Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the problems, 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. He called this as the 80-20 rule. So Joseph Juran, he applied this to quality. Joseph Juran was a quality group. He applied this to quality. And he said that, 80% of your problems, 80% of your problems are due to 20% of your causes. So if you have listed 10 X factors in your cause and effect diagram, there are 10 causes which you have identified. Out of those 10, only 20% means 2 are responsible for 80% of your problems. This 80-20 rule, Pareto analysis, Pareto rule is applicable everywhere. 80% of your revenue is coming from 20% of your customers. Right? Yes. 80% of the knowledge will be gained by only 20% of you. Oh, sorry, no. Everyone will gain the knowledge. No. 80, no, it's not applicable there. Everyone, 100%, just 100% of you will gain the knowledge. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. 80-20 rule. So what happens, 80-20 rule? Once I apply the 80-20 rule, they organize the data in descending order and make a Pareto chart. Now, how to do that? So easy. Everything is easy. Don't have to worry. I have listed down in mini tab, man, underman, responsibility, lack of competent people, shortage of people, shortage of manpower, software not working. So many causes I've listed down, and I make a cause and effect diagram, and I get a cause and effect diagram. I cut paste it on a PPT. Right click, copy graph, paste it on PPT. See, doing project is easy. No excuses. Oh, how can I analyze my data? I have to collect too much samples. No, sorry, sir. 15 sample, 30 sample is good enough. Okay, no excuses. No excuses for not doing a project. I will not listen to any excuse. Okay, now we have listed down the reasons. Approval time, JD. Every time there is a delay, I will list it down the reasons. Some of the reasons are occurring many times. Okay, which of them are occurring more? Okay, here is my Pareto. Mr. Pareto, can you please tell me which cause is occurring most of the time? Oh, yes, sir. Assessment time is occurring 13 times. JD not available is appearing 99 times. Accrual time is appearing 6 times. Okay. Percentage-wise, what is the contribution? Well, assessment time is contributing 34%. And together, JD not available, both of them, 34 plus 23 is 57. And the first 4 of them are contributing totally to 84%. So 84% of the problem is due to these 4 causes. Focus on these 4 causes. Why not? Focus on these 4 causes. Okay. Mr. Pareto, how can I trust the person who wrote these reasons? Well, box plot comes and tells you, a scatter plot comes and tells you, okay, I will elaborate on it. When I get my Pareto, if I want to make a more data-oriented decision, so then there are higher-end tools. I will not be able to discuss high-end tools like regression and chi-square, etc. They are easy. Don't even worry. They're all easy. Everything is very, very easy. It's very simple. When, let's say, assessment time, is it impacting my recruitment time really? Okay, I collected the data. Recruitment number this, approval time was 17 days. Job description was not available initially. And then it was a type of hiring was expat. Assessment time was 18 days. Recruitment time total was 52 days. I collected the data like this for 15 samples. And I want to see assessment time and recruitment time. Is it impacting? Well, when I'm dealing with both continuous data, both my X and Y, both my X and Y is continuous data. This is also continuous. This is also continuous. I can draw a scatter plot. I'll say yes, positive relationship. This increases, this Y and X are correlated. X is the root cause. This is known as scatter plot. Recruitment time, assessment time, both are continuous data. Which tool I will use? Scatter plot. And one more tool is regression. If I use regression, I'll get an equation also. I can do prediction also. Okay. So let me show you first scatter plot. Go to scatter plot. Where I want recruitment time and assessment time. Please let me know, Mr. Minitab. Oh, sorry, there is no relationship. I thought assessment time, there is a relationship. Sorry, there is no relationship. Okay. Let us look at approval time. Is there any relationship? Well, I don't know. Approval time. Ah, yes. There is a relationship. So the approval time is the biggest culprit. Don't blame the assessment time. I got it. Now, based on data, how much samples? 15 samples. Did I collect 150 sample or 1,500 samples? No. 15, 30, 40 is good enough. And I can make data-oriented judgment. Now I'm more confident. Yes. Work on approval time. Don't worry about it. Forget about assessment time. Don't blame assessment time. Now I'm doing data-oriented decision. It is better. Now I'm more likely to solve the problem rather than sitting in a meeting and discussing. I think recruitment time is high because I have 30 years of experience. People take time to make more time to assess. Sorry. Data proves otherwise. Similarly, types of hiring, is it impacting? Or job description, available, not available, is it impacting? Now, it is attribute data or continuous data. I cannot use scatter plot here, my dear friend. It is attribute and continuous. I cannot use scatter plot. I will use box plots. When the Y is continuous, X is attribute. It's a category. Category A, category B. Okay, I cannot use continuous. I cannot use scatter plot here. I'll use box plot. So let us use box plot. Let us see. If I were doing hypothesis, I would have used ANOVA. I'll not discuss that now. And if I were doing regression, if I continuous, if I were using hypothesis instead of scatter, I would have used regression. But right now, I'll not talk too much. Let's be yellow belt only. We are yellow belt only, right? So recruitment cycle time and types of hiring. Is it impacting? Or let us say, recruitment cycle time and job description availability. Is it affecting? People are blaming. Let us see. Oh, yes. When the job description is not available, it takes more time. When it is available, it takes less time. Means I should make sure job descriptions are available. So from tomorrow, I'll say, make a policy, all the job descriptions within 3 days, all your job descriptions, please make it available. It will help reduce my recruitment cycle time. Okay. But now let us look at type of hiring. I blame, oh, if I hire expat, it takes more time. Is it? Let us see. Let us see. Let the data speak for itself. You don't speak. Mr. Manager, please keep your mouth shut. Let the data speak. Okay. Not no significant relationship. There is small variation. It's like all matching. You hire an expat or a local, you still take 50 days. Don't be under wrong impression that type of hiring is impacting. That is not the root cause. So now I've got my 2 root causes, and it is time to brainstorm, and I'll brainstorm and get lots of. So I will show you, my team can remind me after we finish the regular training. I will show you them the 635 technique, etc. Some of the videos. And these are rules which I followed just now. If I'm analyzing a single column, continuous data, I will use a histogram. That's what I did. When I'm analyzing attribute data only, one column, I'll use a Pareto chart. When I've got 2 columns, one continuous, one attribute, I'll use box plot. When both are continuous, I'll use scatter plot. Both are attribute, I'll use a Pareto chart or a table. Well, now it is time to improve. Use 635 technique. They use 635 technique. Okay. Let me tell you what is 635 technique. Then I will tell you how can you generate so many.
635 brainstorming technique. I have used this technique in many organizations, and we have obtained a lot of good results. In just 30 minutes, you can generate 108 ideas. How? Here, the team members brainstorm ideas on a written form. It is also known as silent brainstorming technique. We take 5 minutes to write down 3 solution ideas on the first row of our form. So a form or a white sheet is given to each one of the participants, and in the 5 minutes, they write 3 ideas. Once they have written down the 3 ideas, in the next 5 minutes, again they have to write the 3 ideas by passing on the form to each other. You keep on circulating the papers till the time you receive back your own paper. So you can imagine that in the next 30 minutes, once the form is circulated to everyone and you have looked at the form of each other, you would have generated 108 ideas in just half an hour. While you are participating in 635 technique, you can add ideas by enhancing an idea already on the sheet, which is written by someone else. You can add a variation of an idea on the sheet, or you can add a completely new idea.
Okay, so I'll just move on in the interest of time. So there are other techniques also. You can find all my videos on my YouTube channel. What is round robin, anti-solution, 6 hats, etc. So they generated lots of ideas, lots and lots of ideas, and they chose the idea. There's a method of choosing the ideas. And once they chose the ideas, they implemented them. And once they implemented, they reduced the recruitment time. Wow. Did they? Let us see. So before and after. Now I have got before and after the time. And let us make a control chart on this. Let us make a control chart on this. Okay. This is the chart every CEO wants to see. Okay, you may have used tools, technique, cause and effect, 65, Pareto, box plot. Oh, I don't know what it's all about. Show me the money. Show me the money. Okay, sir, I'll show you the money. Okay. Control limits have changed. Can you please note that? This was my earlier way of doing things. Now it is, now lower and upper control limits have changed. Process is under control still. Earlier also it was under control. Now also it is, but with the new values. I'm so happy. No one can contest this. You can even do a 2T test. Now, I'm not going to tell you what is 2T test, but you can do some hypothesis just to statistically validate that. 2T test means there is a significant difference between before and after. It is not by chance. Well, Mr. Greenbelt, you're a great person. I'm very happy with you. I'll promote you. Yeah. And that's what happens. But now you'd like to hold the gains. Control phase, hold the gains. Average recruitment time was 50 days, now it is 20. And you are able to hold the gain for many, many years. And you saved good money for the organization. This is what everyone wants to see. Okay. Now, some of the success factor. Okay, maybe I'll show you that later. Some of the success factors.
Here are my top 3 reasons why some Lean and Six Sigma projects succeed.
I will just proceed, I think. Let us test your knowledge. Let me test your knowledge. Okay. Ready to play the game? Ladies and gentlemen, here's your chance. $1 billion. And life gives you lots of difficulties, but the real green belt and black belt is the one who faces those difficulties with the help of these tools and techniques and has full confidence on the Pareto charts and box plots and scatter plots. So let's play. Who wants to play?
Let's play. Here we go.
$10,000. Here is a question on your computer screen. Which of the following is not a deliverable of the DMAIC measure phase? Not a deliverable of a DMAIC measure phase. Right answer will give you $10,000. Okay, people say B. Many of you saying B. Okay, why do you think it is B? You have to tell me. Yes, B, because in the measure phase, you are just collecting the data. You are not giving the solutions. You're not giving the solutions. Yes. So that is why measure phase deliverable is not, proposed solution is not measure phase. You're right. बताइए कि inputs को किस अन्य नाम से जाना जाता है? Tell me, what is the other names of inputs to a process? Inputs to a process are also called as the X's, the Y's, out of scope, or gauge R&R. Right answer will give you $100,000 and wrong answer will not give you anything. Yes, please. This is virtual money in virtual game, right? Okay, and maximum people are taking inputs. Inputs are called as X factors, as you said rightly. Yes, they are also. Well, so you've done pretty well. I'll just move ahead. I'll just not enough time. So now at least don't be afraid of data analysis. At least it's so easy to deal with data. Become a green belt, black belt, and if you'd like to become, well, you can join my sessions. But before that, let us see how would you implement it in an organization. So first, you identify the projects in the different departments. Okay. How I would do is generally I form a steering committee of the senior management, and then what I will do, I will train the champions, the head of the department, champions or the sponsors. We also call them sponsors, champions. Head of the departments are trained for half a day to 1 day. They're given some brief overview of like the way I did for Novartis in Switzerland. We played a small game and I gave them some problem to solve. They're not able to solve, but once they applied the basic tools and techniques, they were able to solve the problem. They were able to, whatever was told them to. I told them to perform a particular activity, and they're not able to do that in time, and a lot of mistakes were there. But once they applied these tools and techniques, suddenly they could see the difference. Now, this is known as champions training or sponsors. Once they are convinced, then they will nominate the people. So now I'm talking about another organization. Now here, the senior management will nominate the best performers, and these performers have now joined the green belt training. They are coming.
Your team name 1, 2, 3. Anti-Muda. And your slogan 1, 2, 3. Green air, go!
Oh, sorry. Retake. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's go green. Let's go green. Let's go green. We are the champions. We are the team.
Wow.
So now they are.
And your team name 1, 2, 3.
Una squadra.
Your slogan 1, 2, 3.
Together, each of us will share one dream. We are one team. Una squadra. Yay!
Okay, anyway, so the overall, just to tell you that team is excited on the first day. Now this is, I'm talking about the top-down approach. The bottoms-up approaches, people like you get trained. You get trained in these tools and techniques in the training program, like you can join my training, and you yourself get certified. And if you can make a difference in the organization, why not? Otherwise, not necessary that you have to do a project. You can still apply these analytical tools to your day-to-day life. But if you are implementing an organization, typically once the projects are completed, you are certified.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex,
in UK,
would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from.
Okay, well, millions of dollars they saved. Bank must cut. Now I'll not play all the video, but let me tell you what excellent
have helped us in the Lean Six Sigma journey since last.
Nakal, the largest logistics company of Saudi Arabia.
My name is Mohammed
They did it
Al-Bayati.
for
I'm
10
the
years.
CEO of NAPL.
Completely
Through
transformed.
Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has taught me and more than 1,000 employees of NAPL, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh.
Okay, so lots of, see, in ADNOC, the largest oil company of United Arab Emirates, I've got many credentials, as I said. Deputy Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Tarif Alama, he has also attended green belt and black belt training in whole.
We have
whole
Dr.
team.
Tarif Alama with us, Deputy Minister in Health in Saudi Arabia. And
So, this is another company where we have done lots of trainings.
It also provided a various amount of tools that we could be able to use.
Myself that this is the one that we should go for.
Yeah, the course that we did was a week-long online facilitated course. It was fantastic. It showed us the whole methodology behind Lean Six Sigma, and it also provided a various amount of tools that we could be able to use to improve all of the existing processes that we have here in the park.
Well, it was 1 week training. It was very interesting and always energetic in terms of interaction in the class. Every single day has been different, and the knowledge sharing has been remarkable.
This gave us a broader perspective to understand the issues, and it gave us opportunity to do some brainstorming, and we were able to come up with better solutions from a wholesome perspective.
It was a very stimulating experience where we met every day with the colleagues, all very engaged, eager to learn, and keen on and willing to actually pause, step back from their day-to-day work to get some new perspectives. So it was really a refreshing exercise.
When an issue comes to us, we try to think about it from a Lean Six Sigma perspective. We try to define the issue, we make a project charter about it, we try to analyze it. So it has changed the perspective of how we look at issues.
Statistics allowed me to understand the root cause of the problem and come up with the very targeted improvement initiatives that we aim at implementing within the year. So every dirham per cap increase would represent one.
For those who are interested, they can enroll
$1 million
with us.
revenue uplift
In
a standard year, so the impact can be significant.
Well, this program is in benefit not just for me as a recruiter, but it helps the whole organization in terms of how we can identify issues, how we can look into problems.
So what's really exciting is that since we completed the course and we implemented all of the changes that we worked through, we have 100% seen a decrease in the time that it takes to upload the QTime boards, which is really cool. And one other really exciting thing is that one of the recommendations that the team and I put forward through in our project, for the project I should say, is that has now been funded through the business. So you'll have to watch this space for more. I can't tell you just yet.
I would say satisfaction, quality and experience, and I say that because my project was focused on how we can improve the product launch. So we wanted to get customers satisfied and improve the customer experience, and we wanted to improve the quality of the products that we...
So just to tell you, this we had, this is just one. In fact, we have got so many clients, like more than 500 clients, and I can't go on and on.
Mr. Andrew Robertson with us, who's CEO of King Edward VII Hospital in London, and we would like to know from...
Anyway, so due to lack of time, like the Sultan Qaboos University Hospital, doctors speaking about...
Now, with the sample size, especially with the continuous data, we know we doesn't need that much of information.
That's right.
We need the sample which will give us the same standard deviation.
I think that is one point which Mr. Amitabh brought home very nicely, is that we do not have to collect...
These are the doctors discussing our training. So you just join us, and you are invited to my green belt, black belt, master black belt, even PMP if you are interested. I also conduct CPHQ training, certified professional healthcare quality. If you are from healthcare, I also conduct CPHQ trainings. You can join that also. And if you join all of them, there's a nice package, further discounts. Yes. Wow. So thanks a lot for at least listening to my invitation. And if you have got, of course, please join our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn page to learn more tools of Lean Six Sigma and PMP. And I keep posting 2 videos per week. So I've posted more than 200 videos till now. Everything is talking about all the tools and techniques used in